What up? What up? What up? What up, World Tap? I'm Compression. This is the Monday Jump Off. We're in the building. Man, time is flying, moving and grooving, making things happen. It's July 4th. Um, man, just trying to take it all in, have a relaxing weekend. So we're gonna go right into Journey to the Heart, and then we're gonna get into some things I was thinking about. I took some notes on. Says learn to relax. We need to learn how to relax, how to unwind. Find something that's relaxing, healing, soothing, and available to you. Sit in the sun, sit in the tub, take a trip to a nearby hot spring or mineral bath in your state. Perch atop of a mountain or hill, taking in the view from above. Let yourself sit and soak in for as long as you can. Let yourself be still for as long as you can. Move around a bit if you need to, then go back and try again. Don't just do it once, try it often. Allow yourself to relax. Give yourself opportunities to unwind. Soon you'll learn how. Pay attention to what you think and feel when you try to relax. Watch as a neutral observer without judgment or reproach. What thoughts come to mind? How do you feel? What do you feel? Go as deeply into your thoughts and feelings as you are able to. Sit quietly for as long as you can. When your body is done, it will tell you. Oh, that's perfect. That's what happened to me the other day. I just kind of lounged around, caught up on some things, had some really beautiful thoughts, and yeah, it was cool. It was needed. Sometimes, you try to be everywhere for everyone, and you end up tiring out yourself and fatiguing yourself, both not just physically, but emotionally as well. So take time for yourself. Um, it's been a lot going on. I'm going to continue on with just you got to understand the chess moves in life, why things occur, how things begin to line up, and the possibility of those things lining up, and what's the end goal, like what is the reasoning behind things happening. So I just want to touch on Roe versus Wade again, and just deal with the case as a whole of who Jane Roe is. So that's a pseudonym name, or as we call it, your nickname. um Her name, the case, the woman that the case is built on, his name is Norma Lee Nelson. I guess she got married and her last name became McCorvey. She was pregnant about 3 times, from a divorced home. Her mother would seem to have been abusive. She was a troubled teen that got sent to boarding school. Um, and as she got older, this is really deep. And she got older. This is Roe versus Wade, the case that's built around this woman. She joined in an anti-abortion movement or anti-abortion movement, and she states that the abortion she had and the role that she took on in that movement was a major mistake in her life, and also too how she was purposely paid to become that voice, right? So she basically did it because she had these children. She had to she had people to take care of in her life. So it was more of, it seems at that time, it was more of a career move than the actual objective. And I say all that to say this: sometimes we got to understand, like, why is certain things pushed on particular communities to join in. And this is not being anti or for. This is just thinking, when you see one thing happen, you always got to think steps ahead of the reason behind it's happening, right? Like, what is the other objectives of attacking this particular civil right? And so that was on my mind. As far as that, I'll leave everybody with that so you can think and research further yourself. I'm not trying to get all heavy. It is like 4:45 in the morning, and it is the Monday jump off. So we try to keep it committed to also a lot of positive things, not necessarily like myth and theory, but you got to understand that's how chess works. Correlate one thing to other things and then begin to move people like pawns from an emotional state so they don't get clarity or have a clear mind of what they're doing. And I am definitely more about, pro do what the hell you want to do with yourself and just mind your business and people life. But I say all that to say this: we still should look at other ways. I'm comedic, and I was thinking about what the ancient Kemites would use for, birth control. And you can find this information in the Ebers Papyrus, right? Ebers, and also the Kahun Papyrus, Kahun Papyrus. So, the earliest documents description of birth control, they used honey, acacia, Acacia. I may definitely be pronouncing that wrong. Leaves and lint to be placed in the vagina to block sperm. So as long as mankind has existed, human beings have definitely developed ways, some a lot more natural, to stop pregnancy. So don't stress like, oh, in ancient times, people only had sex to procreate. That's just not true. People still had sex for the same reason most people have sex. It seems like they might have had more constraints, a different worldview. They just wasn't sleeping with just anybody because they got hot. Or maybe, right? We didn't live back then, but it just seems that way. Ladies, just watching your moon cycle, not for like 3 months, more for like 6 to 8 months. And then that way you can kind of have pretty much unlimited sex for about 2 weeks and then just take 2 weeks off, kind of thing. So it's another thought, another suggestion. I'm just trying to give suggestions, and that way we can not be so emotional about that. Sheesh. Some men, you out here slinging and slinging. Vasectomy might be your path. We got to check. We got to look into that. Got a weak pull-out game. Yeah, it's a lot, but all jokes aside, we do have to have adult conversations, with very few emotions about what we can do to better ourselves, especially within the Black community, right? Like I say all that for us too. And I guess the ultimate questions should be, and this isn't for some unknown righteous thing or to protect some weird sanctity people be talking about, but mostly just for the safety and health of the human body, right? Should there be a limited number of abortions that a woman can have? I think ultimately that might be a good question. And that's something to discuss. It's just a thought that ran through my mind. Maybe it should just be a limited number. Like, I don't know. I don't want to ridicule anybody because I don't know other people's mind frame, right? Like, is 3 of them good enough until, because we're talking about the human body, and studies show that women who've had multiple abortions, when they want to get pregnant, the body begins to reject the child, as if the body knows that the person doesn't want the child. So I think that's something to look at, or to at least, study upon. And that's a personal thing, but that's something that that was on my mind. And I think, when it comes to people just having kids and then those kids go to foster care, and like, it's interesting during this debate that most people are not taking in consideration the beauty of life itself, the beauty of children, and children are being dragged and displaced in conversations as if there's no respect, for new life, and the beauty of that as well. Because you got to think about, what about the kids in foster care or grandparents taking care of the unwanted kids and their mental and emotional strife over this conversation. So we got to think about our babies as well when we're speaking candidly about abortion and just giving kids away and giving kids up, because we do have kids in high school, junior high right now, and other grades, of course, that feel displaced and diswanted. And we always want our future generation to know that we want and we adore them, and they are the future, and we're putting our best foot forward to make sure their future is brighter, right? So that's it. So watch the chess moves. Understand that there's always more than meets the eye, and investigate for yourself things before we jump out the window. And I think a lot of times you're seeing people jump out the window without the parachute. So I say all that to say this. Remember, you're your own king or queen. You're the head of your house. You move the way you need to move. Focus on what you want to focus on. And this has been the Monday Jump Off number 77. Everybody have a good 4th of July weekend. Take some time for yourself, get that laundry done, etc., etc. And be blessed. Peace.